wildest pedal from the West. Yo, what's good? So Meris just sent over the Otto Bit as well as the Enzo pedal. And this Otto Bit's crazy. At first it was kind of like my least favorite of the Meris pedals, but it's quickly becoming my favorite because it's just weird. It does the craziest stuff, and I've been using it in basically every song I've made every night since I got this thing. So yeah, sorry I'm smiling. This thing is just fun as hell to use. So let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, so the Otto Bit. Oh, let me clean this. This thing is dirty. Sorry about all my greasy fingers. All right, so the Otto Bit Jr. Most people call it the Otto Bit, but I barely, me included, I finally realized that the Junior is actually right there. So this thing's pretty wild. I have a couple loops and random samples here on the SP that I put on here that I want to run through here. Basically of similar sounds that I would use when I'm making a song. And I kind of wanted to run through some of these things. So by default, check this madness out. I'll take this dope chord, got it off Splice, one of the Detroit packs. You got your sample rate. Oh, I should probably turn it on. My God, this thing sounds so good. Listen to that. Just leave it there. Ooh. Oh my God. This just sounds so good. Oh my God. Bit reduction. Get a little hiss in there. And I love that it stops with the sound. Because I've experienced some bit reduction that just kind of applies a bit reduction to like everything generally. But this actually has like it almost sounds like it has a envelope or a release set to its gate. So you play it, and when I let it go, you hear it kind of like, it's different every time. Anyway, really just destroy it. Beautiful filter. Of course, it sounds pretty filtered already. The great thing with this is it's also post this as well as the sample rate. So you can get this destroyed. And then let's try another sample. That was a song I was working on. Cool. So you got a tap tempo on here, right? Tap, tap. Oh, come on, bro. And this stutter here, you can hear it's musical, right? So you got these little markings. And what these are going to do is basically what it's allowing itself to do is you have, it's going to repeat itself and stutter at the same exact speed, or it's going to stutter at double tempo. So watch. But between the markings is different rhythms or like algorithms, I guess you can call it, for how it's going to stutter. So watch, if we listen to a bunch of different doubled ones. Oh. Ah. Oh my gosh. And then you got my favorite, the half speed. And then a random, which is a combo of all of them, but it can also reverse. Yep. Yo, this this man. All right. Yeah, let's just go on to the next sample. Let's do some more rhythmic stuff here. On. Ooh. Slow down. Ha. Yo. Oh. Yep. Yo, I need a beat. Somebody sample this. Yes. Ah. Yeah. Wait for it. Ooh, and done. Dude, this is wild. It's wild. I mean, yeah, what the hell? What was that? I don't even know. I'm literally at a loss for words right now. This thing is so cool. Yeah, let's play this cheesy track that I made. Let's see what we get out of this. Yep. Oh, dude, how are you gonna do me dirty like that 2 times? Duh, 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 duh. Oh my gosh. I was wondering where that knock-in sound came from, but it's just the hi-hat. Ugh. Yo, I don't think I've ever had this much fun. Dude, wild. Otto Bit. And that's just, man, it's so inspiring. This thing just comes up with the wildest sounds. Just you just like, I'm here with a simple loop. Throw it into here, stutter it a little bit, do some weird things, and it just tons of song ideas, a million song ideas. Just the happy accidents this thing can create are super inspiring. And really quick, speaking of inspiration, I kind of look at them like showers. We all need it once in a while, if not every day. And one way I really like to get inspired, or at least productively procrastinate, especially in LA traffic, is with audiobooks through today's sponsor, Audible. For the past almost 2 years now, I've been able to upload at least 1 video, if not 2 videos a week. And I have no idea how I've been able to do this, but I think a part of it might have to do with this really insightful audiobook I listened to a while back called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Adam goes deep into why habits even exist in the first place, as well as touching base on how we can create new ones, break old ones, and change existing ones. It's definitely a part of my annual listen to list, along with others like Adam Grant's Originals or Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And if you have an annual list like I do, Audible's great because you actually get to keep your audiobooks even after you've canceled your membership. So if that's intriguing to you, be sure to check it out at audible.com/Ricky Tinez, or you can just text Ricky Tinez to 500-500. And they got a special deal going on right now. It's the first 3 months of your membership is only $6.95, which is less than half of the full price. So yeah, be sure to go check it out. You get an audiobook as well as 2 Audible originals every month. And yeah, audible.com/Ricky Tinez, or just text Ricky Tinez to 500-500. Go get inspired, and now let's check out this sequencer. So the sequencer is really unique. When these are off over here, you're sequencing the bit reduction. Filter sequencer as well as a pitch sequencer. So what does that even mean? Based on your tap tempo that you send it, you can also send it MIDI. Meris is a little weird in giving you a TRS stereo input with a TS dual stereo out. That's a little funky, but whatever. I just run it mono and run stereo out. It converts it, which is kind of nice. But it also has another input on the back that gives you expression as well as MIDI if you use one of their MIDI boxes. So it can receive clock and sync perfectly to whatever, but I find that the tap tempo actually works surprisingly well. So the sequencer runs off of the tap tempo's speed. So the sequencer multiplier basically multiplies off of the originating tap tempo. For example, if I tap 100 BPM, we play 100, 200, 400, 800. I'm usually in the 1x or 2x range. Once you start getting to 8x and even 64 and 128, it gets really arcadey, which is pretty cool, but not my vibe. But it could do it. I mean, look at the manual that it comes with. It's just a bunch of arcade games. So then the sequencer knob does, how many times will it play that sequence? So once would just be did-did-did, twice would be did-did-did, and so forth. And that's also dependent on the multiplier, because if this is really fast, you could probably play a sequence, 8 times before the next tap tempo. That's basically between the beats of your tap tempo. It's best to just kind of hear this, and the easiest way I understood this is by going to the filter sequence, turning this down, and let's give ourselves a tempo. So we'll keep it easy. Duh, 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 duh. You don't have to tap it that many times. I'm just kind of OCD with it. Cool. So we'll turn on the sequencer. Do. So these knobs are basically 0 to 100% skip all the way to the right, and all the way to the left is just off, so it doesn't hit that knob. And yes, you get a 6-step sequencer. Super trippy, but really cool. So if I turn all these off, this knob should technically control the filter cutoff, which it does. All the way to the right turns off, and you have to hold Alt to access the secondary layer of what the knobs are doing. On some of the other Meris pedals, it does a lot of crazy stuff. On just the Ottobit Jr, you're only changing the values or the parameters of each step of the 6-step sequencer. So I'll set it to really low, then I'll activate the next step by turning it up. Hear that? So sequencer, we'll set it to infinite. This goes back and forth. When I had it set to 1, let's see if it'll do it. And then it just kind of hangs there. So we'll set this up to infinite, maybe times 2. So now it's on a weird 5-step sequence, but we'll set this to just 4 steps. And I love that it plays off of your filter knob. It doesn't do like an override. It's kind of like this now becomes the bias of where those values actually land. Ooh. So now check this. We'll go to pitch. So watch, if I set this to 1. Ignore that like sound. That's just the loop restarting. We set it to 2. Let's wait for it. Maybe 8. So, infinite. Set this down to times 1. Boring loop. Now turned into a song idea. Alright, so now let's check this out. The sample rate sequencer. So turning these all the way down. They're skipping. This knob here now controls the sample rate, right? Maybe a little there. Now let's activate the second knob. Let's go times 2. So this is just three steps, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4. And again, we have our bias knob now. Then again, now we can throw in some stutters on top of this. Oh! Yo! Yes. Dude, this is the sickest thing ever. Yeah. Oh my god, I want to grab a drum machine so bad right now, but I am going to hold off. What's this one? Ah. No, that does not work. Oh, I need some drums. Oh, right, it's catching it. Yep. And then, yeah, I mean, it's like so wild how this thing sounds and what it can do. Where are we at? I remain filtered. Yeah. Yo, I'm gonna end it right here. This is so dope. I'm gonna just be here for a moment. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, Ottobit, Meris, thank you for sending this. I am absolutely in love with this thing. And yeah, if you want to help support the channel, you can check out some merch. If not, no worries. Just you hanging out is more than enough for me. And Meris, again, thank you for this. I'll catch you next week. Share the love, share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Peace.